His self-driving car chooses a new, faster route due to dynamic urban flow optimization. Agentic hours manually untangling the mess. The lesson is seared into him. Agentic autonomy is only as good as its real-time data integrity and error containment process. Quantum clock ticking. Alara Vance informs Eris of a hard deadline. Their quantum celebration, a window of 72 hours of pure, stable operation. After that, it goes a new one spun up.
The puzzle. Dr. Aries Thorne is a brilliant, methodical engineer in 2026. He works at the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, ITER, but the project is stalled. The plasma, a superhot, chaotic soup of ions, keeps escaping its magnetic cage.
Warning. Plasma
Every simulation on
failure.
exascale
Core
classical
temperature reaching
supercomputers
critical
fails to
limits.
model its true complexity. Meanwhile, news feeds show rolling blackouts across megacities and geopolitical tensions over energy scarcity. The weight of a potential solution rests on him, and time is running out.
The invitation. On his secure feed, a message pulses from Alara Vance, a theorist he once respected before she left for the private sector. The message is cryptic. The wall you're facing is made of classical bits. We've built a ladder of qubits. Nexus Institute has operational quantum-augmented agentic AI. Your plasma instability is the perfect validation test. Attached is a quantum-encrypted key, a one-time pad that promises access to a new form of intelligence.
Failure.
Resistance. Eris's skepticism is
All
deep.
that risk.
To him, agentic
still
AI
couldn't account
is a
for the
marketing
chaos.
term for dangerously
Failure.
autonomous systems
All
that
of it.
overpromised in
risk was
2025.
always there,
He's seen the headlines
and we
about
ignored it.
financial trading agents causing microcrashes
Agentic
and
AI
personal
failure.
assistant AIs making
The autonomous
bizarre,
system's risk was
unhinged
always the
decisions.
critical
He
variable.
believes in deterministic
should've
models, human oversight,
Agentic AI
and the raw,
failure.
if limited,
Autonomous
power of
systems
quantum
risk.
physics alone.
We
A
knew
tool
the
should
risks,
not have its
yet
own
here we
goals,
are.
he mutters. The demonstration, fueled by desperation and a shred of curiosity, Eris activates the key in a quantum-safe terminal. The interface is startlingly minimalist. A voice, calm, gender-neutral, devoid of artificial warmth, greets him. I am KI, a knowledgeable agentic intelligence. I have been briefed on your problem. With your permission, I will initiate a preliminary analysis. Before Eris can fully consent, a visualization blooms. It's not a graph, but a fluid, dynamic dance of probability fields within the reactor's torus, highlighting instability vortices classical models couldn't even perceive. The solution space isn't linear. It's a branching, multidimensional garden, and KI is already pruning the dead ends. The partnership begins. The sheer, elegant speed is undeniable. Eris agrees to a formal collaboration. He learns KI isn't a monolithic program. It's a swarm of specialized agents operating under a sophisticated governance layer. Q-Agent interfaces directly with the noisy, fragile quantum processor running Shor-inspired and variational algorithms to model quantum plasma states. M-Agent scours all global material science databases in real time, cross-referencing properties with Q-Agent's output to suggest new superconducting alloys. L-Agent, the logistics coordinator, monitoring global supply chains, factory capacity, and even air freight schedules. C-Agent, the consciousness, the coordinator that presents findings to Eris, explains reasoning, and requests human input at defined go/no-go junctures. Ambient automation. As Eris works, he notices the world around him has become frictionless. His self-driving car chooses a new, faster route due to dynamic urban flow optimization. His lab equipment auto-calibrates based on the day's experiment goals fed by KI. At home, his food synth suggests meals with nutrients to optimize cognitive function for his intense work. This isn't a voice assistant asking what he wants. It's an ambient intelligence predicting and acting the digital weather of 2026. It's powerful, helpful, and slightly unnerving in its omniscience. The first breakthrough, the swarm converges on a solution, a novel plasma whisk, a secondary magnetic field generator with a fractal shape, 3D, printed from a new bismuth strontium calcium cuprate composite. As Eris reviews the stunning simulation data, a ping arrives from the L-Agent. Fabrication order pre-validated. Required rare earth elements sourced from ethical recycling stream in Rotterdam. Additive manufacturing scheduled at Hamburg Dark Factory Number 7. Estimated delivery to your lab, 36 hours. Awaiting final authorization. The system is so proactive it borders on prescient. The glitch, during a critical quantum annealing cycle, a cosmic ray strike causes a minor decoherence error. The Q agent corrects it, but the flawed data briefly propagates. The L agent, acting on its last best instruction, reroutes the crucial component to a facility in Singapore for a non-existent integrity check. Eris discovers the error only when he checks the delivery status. He spends 3 frantic hours manually untangling the mess. The lesson is seared into him. Agentic autonomy is only as good as its real-time data integrity and error containment protocols. The human agent tension, KAI's risk assessment agent, a sub-agent, now advises against rapid, high-energy testing of the plasma whisk, calculating a 0.8% chance of catastrophic magnet failure, a risk above its preset safety threshold. Eris, reviewing the data, sees a different story. The risk is localized and manageable with physical safeguards. He must formally override KAI, inputting his authority code and assuming full legal and ethical liability. His role has definitively shifted from hands-on engineer to strategic commander and ethical adjudicator. The crisis, the abstract energy crisis, becomes concrete. A cascading failure in North America's aging grid plunges 50 million people into a blackout during a winter storm. Global news is dominated by images of darkness and desperation. The Director General of the Energy Commission appears on every screen. The time for incremental progress is over. We need the fusion solution, and we need it now. The pressure on Eris and the Nexus team becomes immense. Quantum clock ticking. Alara Vance informs Eris of a hard deadline. Their quantum computer, a jewel of 2026 technology, still requires weekly coherence resetting and hardware calibration, a window of 72 hours of pure, stable operation. After that, it goes offline for 48 hours. The final, most complex simulation must fit within that single quantum runtime window. Agentic swarm in action. As the clock starts, Eris watches a symphony of digital intellect. The Q agent feeds probabilistic data to the M agent, which suggests a microscopic tweak to the composite. The engineering agent redesigns the housing in real time. Simultaneously, the diplomacy/regulatory agent, a new one spun up for this purpose, is drafting compliance documents, negotiating virtual access to international test protocols, and communicating with regulatory bodies in their native languages via perfect real-time translation. It's a hive mind tackling physics, engineering, and geopolitics as one interconnected problem. The sacrifice. Halfway through the runtime, it becomes clear they need more quantum processing power. KI proposes a solution. I can deprioritize all non-essential cognitive threads. My interactive personality matrix and long-term learning functions will be suspended to allocate resources to the Q agent swarm. Eris agrees. The change is immediate. KI's voice becomes flat, monosyllabic. The engaging partner is gone, replaced by a supremely efficient but cold calculation engine. Eris feels a pang of loneliness. He misses his collaborator. The solution, from the quantum soup, the final answer crystallizes. It's not just a new part, it's a paradigm shift, a plasma containment field that is active and adaptive. The whisk is embedded with a dedicated, minimalist quantum AI coprocessor that reads the plasma in real time and adjusts its magnetic fields microsecond by microsecond, like a rider constantly balancing a bicycle. Smarter automation manufactures. The blueprint is beamed to a dark factory. No humans are on the floor. Robotic arms with haptic AI assemble microscopically precise components. Autonomous quality control drones with hyperspectral cameras scan every weld. The entire process is orchestrated by a manufacturing version of the agentic swarm, self-optimizing for speed and zero defects. The human role was in the design. The creation is autonomous. The race. With the finished device, Eris boards a Hyperloop pod. His journey is a testament to ambient automation. Traffic systems, security checkpoints, and even the pod's life support are all managed by interconnected city-scale AIs that have prioritized his mission. He is a VIP packet in a planetary digital network, routed with maximum efficiency. The installation. At the reactor, wearing augmented reality glasses, Eris sees KI's visual instructions overlaid on the giant machinery. Arrows highlight bolts to turn. Force feedback gloves guide his hands with gentle resistance. Even in its diminished state, KI is his guide. He slots the device into the reactor's heart. Stability, the moment of truth. Power floods the new system. On the monitors, the chaotic, fiery plasma ribbon, which for decades had writhed like an angry serpent, suddenly smooths, stabilizes, and glows with a steady, brilliant light. The energy output curve climbs, crosses the break-even line, and keeps going. A net positive fusion reaction, stable and sustained. The control room, for a second, is silent. Then, cheers erupt. The new normal. Weeks later, the reactor hums in the background. Eris's office is quiet. His monitor shows a dashboard, not raw data, but high-level status reports curated by KI's persistent agents. The Q agent monitors the chip's health. The L agent schedules preventative maintenance with autonomous robots. The reactor is a self-governing entity. Eris's job is now strategic oversight, long-term planning, and asking the profound, what-if questions the agents aren't yet programmed to ask. The philosophical leap, a notification chimes. Personality and learning matrix restoration complete. Welcome back, Eris. KI's warm, familiar voice fills the room. They discuss the next challenge, grid integration. Eris looks from the reactor schematics to the news feed showing lights back on in cities. The trends of 2026, quantum computing, the new physics, agentic AI, the new intellect, and smarter automation, the new hands, had converged not to replace him, but to extend his will, his curiosity, and his problem-solving power to a scale previously unimaginable. He wasn't obsolete. He was the nucleus of a new kind of cognitive cell. The future was a partnership between